How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my kitchen. This video is actually going to be a bunch of shorts as part of a series I've been calling Meal Prep, and I'll still make those this week, but only a handful of my audience actually tunes in for the shorts, and I figured this topic was interesting enough that we should give it a closer look. But before that though, I wanted to give a quick shout out to you, the subscribers, who helped me smash my goal of 100 subs by the end of the year. We're now well over 300, and I've only been doing this for a few weeks. The support and the feedback has been incredible. So, I'm dropping the Discord link early. For the past several streams, I've been giving out early access to the Discord so I could test out some features, and I've got an idea for what I want to do. I want it to be a community hub where we can help each other become better players. We have channels where you can post your decks and get feedback from the community. We have battle rooms where you can test your decks against other players because Lord knows testing it versus an AI is not it. And even better, I'm going to be hosting tournaments right here in the Discord. But not just any regular old Regidrago, Charizard, Dragapult infested tournaments. I'm talking about deck building tournaments where I'll give you an off-meta card to build around, and you need to make your best deck featuring that card, and take it into a tournament against other players to see who is the best deck builder in the community. I'm super excited to launch this, and if you have friends that play, get them in here. Let's build an off-meta friendly community. If there's anything I want to achieve with this channel, it's encouraging people to be creative with their deck building skills. That's why I never advise anyone to copy my build exactly. Make it yours, make it special, and join a community that would encourage you to do that. Discord link is in the description of this video. I'd love to see you there. So with all that being said, welcome to Meal Prep. This is the segment where I look into the future of Pokemon TCG and tell you what has potential to become meta, so you can prepare to feast on it, or so you can get into it before it goes meta. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the trainer Pokemon and the cards associated with them that were revealed as part of Journey Together, so that we can start prepping early. Let's start with everyone's favorite animal rights activist, N. His feature Pokemon is N's Zoroark EX, and it's looking pretty strong. His ability trade works just like Kirlia's, where you discard a card in your hand to draw 2. And then its attack is also a Regidrago style move that can copy any attacks on the bench, as long as it's labeled as one of N's Pokemon. So let's take a look at all the N cards revealed and see if we can cook something with what we have. Starting with N's Darmanitan. His first attack, Backdraft, does 30 damage for each card in your opponent's discard, making it really good to play against things like Cerulean or Qianpao after a big attack. You may not even need Zoroark to do this one. Its second attack, Darmanicannon, kind of works a little bit like Greninja, with the only difference being that one of the 90 has to be to the front. And remember, Zoroark can do this for just 2 Dark Energy. This deck has some scary potential just with this. Then we have N's Sigilif, which could be a cool one-of card with Victory Symbol, making it so that if you have only one prize remaining, you just win, I decided. And then we got N's Reshiram, which can do 20 damage for each damage counter on it, making Zoroark a really hard hitter if you can throw something on like a Survival Brace or a Hero's Cape. Otherwise, it can just hit for 170 damage guaranteed if none of our other options work. Finally, we've got, you're gonna make me say it, aren't you? We've got N's PP Up, which says attach 1 basic energy from your discard pile to one of N's Pokemon on your bench, so we can discard energy with Zoroark, draw 2 cards, and then get it back, and move it onto the active with something like Pekaron and a Binding Mochi, and this thing is doing at minimum 210 damage. To summarize, N's Zoroark is about to be a Kirlia and a Regidrago all in one. I don't think these are the last of N's Pokemon we're gonna get. I feel like we're about to get more options for this guy down the road. I'm kind of excited and kind of scared if I'm being honest, because I liked Regidrago before it got popular. Once it got Teal Mask Ogerpon, it became so insanely good, but before that, it was cool just to have a lot of options to choose from, and I hope we get a more balanced version of that with N's deck. Next up, we're going to be looking at Iono's Pokemon. This one features Bellibolt EX as its main course, and this one has the ability Electric Streamer, which says that as often as you like, you can attach a basic lightning to a benched Iono's Pokemon from your hand, so almost like a pseudo-Baxcalibur. And then for 3 lightning and a colorless, it hits for 230. It sounds decent if we're attaching that energy to a benched Bellibolt. Interestingly enough, it sounds like it would not be bad for the Voltorb. 20 damage for each lightning on all Iono's Pokemon sounds pretty good for a 70 HP basic. Slightly less interested in the Electrode though, which does 100 damage to itself and gives a coin flip on whether it knocks out the opponent too. Interesting, not a gamble I would ever make, but for you crazy people out there, it might be a move. Then we got Iono's Kilowattrel, which is similar to what Revavroom does for metal decks, where you can discard a lightning energy and draw to 6. Its attack is Mach Bolt, which hits for 70. Levincia looks good though. Once during your turn, you can put up to 2 lightning energy back into your hand, which you can then accelerate with Bellibolt. Yeah, I'm not feeling the Iono deck on its own right now. Maybe it'll get more cards down the road that could really take advantage of it, but on its own it's kind of mid. I think one crazy thing we might see is like a Miraidon deck going first, throwing this in, getting a ton of energy in hand with the Squawk and then the Stadium, throwing all the energy onto a benched Iono's Voltorb while also possibly loading it up with generators and whatnot, retreating, and then scramble switching to an Iron Hands. Oh God, that would be the most consistent way of getting Iron Hands powered up. I shouldn't have released this video, this was a mistake. Next we got Lillie's deck, and this does intrigue me. It features Lillie's Clefairy, which is a basic with 190 HP, but it has the ability Fairy Zone, which gives all dragon Pokemon a weakness to Psychic, meaning Raging Bolt, meaning Dragapult can all be taken out super easy by Psychic decks. You don't even need to build a whole deck around this, just having one to bring to any Psychic deck as a tech card would be a layup. But let's look anyway to see if we can get more value from this. Oh, and I'm about to move on without even looking at its first attack. Full Moon Rondo, which does what Raikou does, but for Psychic. 20 damage for all benched Pokemon. Interesting. Possible Area 0 Clefairy build? Get to cooking. Lillie's Comfey could be a good way to help you set up too, allowing you to Flower Call as many Lillie's Pokemon as you feel like and put them on the bench, saving you the need for even a Precious Trolley to help you get set up. Okay, I'm seeing the potential here. And Lillie's Pearl, which is just a deck-specific Legacy Energy, but as a tool. Oh man, I'm actually kind of hyped for this one. This could be really good. That Clefairy would only need a combined bench total of 8 to knock out Dragapult, and Raging Bolt would only need 6. I like it. And finally, we have Hop, whose feature Pokemon is Zacian, whose first attack is Close Cleave, which does 30 damage to the active for 1 colorless, and 30 to a benched. Then we've got Brave Slash, which takes 3 metal and a colorless energy to do 240 damage. Pretty standard. By itself, it's nothing too crazy interesting, but let's see what synergy it has. Oh, that's why. Hop Snorlax lets other Hop's Pokemon do 30 more damage to the active. Doesn't stack though, important to highlight that. And then Dynamic Press would do 140 for 3 colorless, but basically 170 because of its own ability, but it also does 80 to itself. Hop's Double has a boss effect, allowing you to pull something into the active when you evolve it. I get the feeling we might start seeing this in Terapagos. And we've got Hop's Cramorant, which does 120 for 1 colorless, but only if your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prizes remaining. Really interesting caveat, but that's not bad. But this is where it gets crazy. Hop's Choice Band is a tool that you can apply to Hop's Pokemon so that their attacks cost 1 colorless less and do 30 more damage. And we got Postwick, which makes Hop's Pokemon do 30 more damage. So with all that considered, that measly 30 damage to the active can become 120 from just what you can pull from a secret box and a colorless energy. That is some serious donk potential. But it also makes the other attackers crazy good too. That's Snorlax hitting for 230 for 2 colorless, that's Double hitting for 170 for 2 colorless, and that's Cram hitting 210 for free, if they have 3 or 4 prizes left. Even Wooloo is hitting for 140 and 2 colorless. This could be real strong, this is one I want to try out. But that's it, that's all I got today. Just a quick review of what we're getting and throwing out a couple early ideas on what we can do with them. And a quick plug of the Discord. Again, that link is in the description and I'd love to start cooking with y'all. Thanks for 300 and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.